If I told you people in the Middle Ages intentionally burned off their hairline with a paste of quicklime and arsenic to get a perfect forehead, would you believe me? Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll decide which medieval beauty tip you would dare try and which one you'd run from. Welcome to Life in the Dark Ages. You and I are stepping into a world where beauty could mean status, survival, and even sin. I'm going to show you real recipes from medieval texts like the Trotula of Salerno, household manuals, and apothecary traditions across Europe. And I want you to check yourself as we go. Which parts feel familiar to your routine? Which parts feel dangerous? And which ones honestly still exist, just with modern packaging? First, let's set the scene. In medieval Europe, the ideal face was pale and smooth, with soft blush on the cheeks, a small mouth, and especially in the 14th and 15th centuries, a high forehead. Pale skin signaled that you didn't labor outdoors. It was class, purity, and control all in one look. Sound familiar? Today in the US, tan skin can signal leisure and travel, while glass skin signals discipline and money. Different century, same status messages. How did they get that medieval glow? Let's walk into the apothecary. On the shelf is a book known as the Trotula, compiled in 12th century Salerno. It's a medical and cosmetic guide for women. It includes recipes to cleanse, whiten, dye, perfume, and depilate. Practically a medieval beauty influencer, minus the sponsorships. For a bright, even face, one popular routine started with bran water or warm wine to cleanse. Then came masks, egg whites for a smooth, tight feel, honey and almond oil for softness, and rosewater as a final refreshing rinse. These are harmless enough, you might have tried DIY versions today. Are you picturing your own bathroom right now? But there's another shelf. On it, chalk, ground bone, and sometimes white lead. Yes, lead. Some medieval recipes used white lead as a face whitener. Not daily for everyone, and not the only method, but it was part of the toolkit. We know lead is toxic. They knew it could irritate, but many still used it because the result, pale, uniform skin, was valuable. Before you judge, ask yourself, how many modern products promise a flawless canvas? Even if the fine print hides the risks. Now freckles and sunspots. The medieval playbook is full of fixes: vinegar and cucumber, parsley juice, sour milk or buttermilk, and herbal mixes to lighten spots. You might hear echoes of modern acids and vitamin C here. Same goal: lighten and even. If you're with me so far, drop a mental note. You've just recognized your first medieval to modern skincare parallel. Okay, now we're going to talk about hair and the part that might make you flinch. That famous high forehead? It wasn't just genetics. Many women plucked or removed hair from the hairline and eyebrows to make their foreheads look taller. A common depilatory in medieval sources combines quicklime with orpiment arsenic sulfide. The paste dissolved hair. It worked. It also burned skin if you left it on too long. Texts warn about timing and remedies for burns. Real, effective, and risky like a chemical depilatory with no dermatologist to call. In case you're wondering, yes, church writers sometimes attack cosmetics as vanity or deceit. But the mirror always wins. People kept doing it. Power of beauty standards, right? Let's turn to color. Rosy cheeks and lips were in. Medieval Europe didn't have cochineal yet, so they used what they had. Kermes, madder root, alkanet, and even beets. These could be mixed with animal fat or oil and dabbed on the cheeks and lips. Was it perfect? Did it work? Yes, and safely compared to lead and arsenic. Eyes. Dark lining wasn't as mainstream in Christian Europe as in Islamic lands, but it existed. Soot from lamps lamp black could be mixed with oil as a liner. In Muslim Spain and the wider Islamic world, kohl was common, sometimes made from lead-free minerals, and believed to even protect the eyes. That's a cross-cultural beauty exchange long before globalization had a name. Now let's open a different door. The bathhouse. Contrary to the dirty Middle Ages myth, many medieval towns had public bathhouses, especially before the late 14th century plague years made people wary of crowds. Soap made from animal fat and wood ash lye was used. Herbal bath soaks with rosemary, sage, or lavender left scent and virtues on the skin. Think of it as a wellness spa day with fewer rules and more gossip. Hair color mania? Blonde was a medieval dream, especially in certain periods and places. Recipes mention saffron, rhubarb, and chamomile rinses for golden tones. And yes, you'll find later medieval and early Renaissance sources in Italy that mention using stale urine with lye and sunlight to lighten hair. Urine was a known cleaning and bleaching agent for cloth too. Ammonia works. It's gross, it's real, and if you've ever smelled drugstore hair dye, you already know ammonia is still in the mix. So, would you try the saffron rinse? Or are you too curious about the urine plus sun method, even just to see the comments explode? Tell me which one in the comments, saffron or nope. Breath and teeth mattered too. Medieval tooth powders included ground salt, sage, and sometimes charcoal. Mouth rinses might be wine with herbs like cloves or anise. If you chew mint gum or use a charcoal toothpaste today, congrats, you're doing a medieval thing with a modern label. Scent was status. Rosewater was everywhere. Wealthy folks used perfumes with musk, civet, and ambergris. A big milestone. Hungary Water, often dated to the 14th century, is one of Europe's earliest alcohol-based perfumes, rosemary distilled in spirits. Imagine the queen walking by smelling like herbal gin and a rose garden. Would you wear that? Or are you team vanilla? Quick pulse check, are you learning something new? If yes, tap like. And if this makes you rethink clean beauty, hit subscribe. On this channel, we find the human truth that hides behind the legend. Now, you might be asking, did all women in the Middle Ages do this? Number class mattered. City versus countryside mattered. A noblewoman might import saffron and pay an apothecary to prepare a custom paste. A farmer's wife might wash with lye soap, use egg whites before festivals, and pin a sprig of rosemary for scent. But the desire to look healthy, marriageable, respectable crossed class lines. And so did risk. Lead and caustic depilatories didn't care how much land your family owned. Let's talk consequences. Lead-based whiteners could inflame skin over time. Quicklime orpiment depilatories could burn. Orpiment is arsenic sulfide. It's toxic. Some writers and healers warned about this. Others offered soothing fixes if things went wrong, rose oil, honey, or milk to calm the skin. This is where I want your opinion. Is a risky product more acceptable if everybody's doing it, or if your social standing depends on it? Be honest, because our era isn't immune. We've seen tanning beds, extreme peels, and injections done in kitchens. Different risks, same pressures, and it wasn't only about looks, it was about morality and order. Preachers blasted makeup as deception. Laws tried to control who could wear what fabrics and colors. But even moralists sometimes allowed moderate beautifying, especially for married women, to please their husbands. It's complicated, right? Just like now when we talk about empowerment, self-expression, and the weight of expectation. Okay, 2 more secrets before we wrap. First, brows and lashes. Some medieval fashions favored thin or even removed brows. That high forehead look sometimes extended into thinning the brows to highlight the smooth expanse of skin. Novel today? Not really. We cycle through brow trends every decade. Second, no makeup. A medieval woman might finish with a thin layer of egg white glare over the face. It dries tight, adds a soft sheen, and holds powders. That's basically a primer and setting film. If you've ever patted on a serum, waited, then powdered, you've reenacted a 12th century tip from the Trotula without knowing it. Now let's bring this home. You and I just walked through real medieval beauty practices, rosewater and bran for cleansing, egg white masks, chalk and sometimes white lead for whitening, quicklime and orpiment for hair removal, saffron and sunlight for blonde hair, lamp black for eyes, kermes and madder for rouge, sage and salt tooth powders, and early alcohol perfumes like Hungary Water with musk and ambergris. Some of it is gentle and familiar. Some of it is flat out dangerous. So what does this mean for us today, right here in the US? 3 things I want you to take away. Number 1, beauty equals status, then and now. In the Middle Ages, pale skin said, "I don't labor." Today, effortless skin says, I have time, money, and knowledge. When you see a trend, ask, what status signal is being sold to you? Number 2, ingredients matter but stories sell. Lid made people pale, so they used it until the risks outweighed the reward. Today, clean and natural sell, but even natural can burn or sensitize. Knowledge and regulation are the new secrets. Number 3, we're not so different. We still lighten, tan, smooth, scent, and sculpt. We just call it routine, self-care, or aesthetic. If this episode made you rethink one product in your cabinet, that's a win. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Which medieval tip would you dare try safest option only, or adapt with modern ingredients? The egg white mask, the rosewater rinse, the charcoal tooth powder? And which one is a hard no forever? Quicklime with orpiment? White lead powder? Tell me why in the comments. Your take might appear in a future episode. If you learned something new today, hit like to tell the algorithm this kind of history deserves the spotlight. Subscribe to Life in the Dark Ages for more real, gritty medieval life food, medicine, survival, love, and the quiet ways ordinary people hack their world. And share this with a friend who swears they've seen it all. Because now you know, the Middle Ages left us more than castles and cathedrals. They left us a mirror. Tap subscribe, drop rosewater in the comments so I know you made it to the end, and tell me the next topic you want. Medieval dental hacks, plague era wellness, or how knights actually trained. I'll see you in the next one. Note, historical practices here are presented for education only. Do not attempt them.